Welcome to this week's Money Questions Answered video, where I answer the questions sent to me by my subscribers. So please make sure that you subscribe to my newsletter at the link below, or just subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay, the question I had this week was from Michael. And this is quite an interesting question because he says that he's got a balloon payment. My worst, right? Balloon payments on cars. He's got a balloon payment of 170,000 Rand that will become due in 2027. He says, right now I have 170,000 Rand. Should I settle my balloon payment? Good question. Obvious answer is settle the balloon payment, right? You've got debt. Debt is really, really expensive at the moment. There's very little that you can invest in because remember the balloon payment's due in 5 years' time. So what are you going to invest in that's going to give you the same kind of return of, say, maybe 12, 13% that you're currently paying on debt? So it makes a lot of sense for him to go and settle that balloon payment. The key here, however, is to instruct the bank that that is what you want to do, because it all depends, depending on the finance house, as to whether it will go to the principal debt first or the balloon payment. But quite frankly, even if they put it into the principal debt, it will mean that you will simply pay that debt off sooner, and you can then incorporate that balloon payment into the remainder of your repayment term. A little bit technical, but what I would say is speak to the bank, make sure you understand how that 170,000 Rand will get allocated. Make sure you maintain your monthly installment, because that is what's going to help you pay off that loan even sooner. But when do you not use the 170,000 Rand to pay off debt? Perhaps this is slightly controversial, but what I would say to Michael is this. If you have no other liquidity, if you do not have an emergency fund or any other funds that you can pull on in case of a crisis, then maybe you don't want to be putting all of your liquidity into paying off that balloon payment, because you can never at any point get that money out again. If you have an access bond, for example, you can put the 170,000 in, and if you need it, you're able to draw it out again, but not with a car payment. So I think one needs to be careful and always ensure that you have some liquidity available. Maybe it's 20, 30,000 Rand that you know is there in case of a crisis. So I think balance those up, but certainly right now, paying off debt is a great strategy.